Just a friendly reminder to make all buying decisions based on generally available product. Thank you so much for joining us for the Agentforce Service breakout. We'll be exploring what it means to be an agentic service organization and showing you some innovations on how your organization can be an agentic service organization. I'm Susie Turk, Vice President of Solution Engineering for Agentforce Service, and I'm thrilled to be your host today. I'd like to start by thanking all the service blazers in the room and those on Salesforce Plus for joining us today. This is an exciting event where we get to come together and to learn and innovate. I think everybody in this room understands that AI has fundamentally changed the landscape of pretty much everything. When we think about it from a service perspective, customers are expecting more. They're expecting instantaneous answers, and they expect them to be on all the time. And yet we're also hearing that many AI projects result in failure. And so there's some disappointment from not only customers, but also customer service reps, because they were expecting lots of changes to come through from AI projects, and they're not seeing those results. So why might that be? Well, when we think about a lot of the customer service organizations, those organizations have siloed data. They have point solutions. The entire experience is disconnected and fragmented. And then AI is just bolted right on top. Is it any wonder that that isn't resulting in the business impacts that our organizations are expecting to see? So being an agentic service organization really means providing that seamless service experience across all channels and with an AI that gets it right every time. So Agentforce Service is built as a complete suite of service solutions right on the trusted Salesforce platform. It connects all these different service experiences and the data that drives them with AI embedded into these experiences. Agentforce Service covers your entire service organization. Let's start with autonomous customer service. Customer service experiences are expected to be smarter than ever before and proactive, but yet be able to pull in a human whenever a human needs to be in the loop. It also needs to provide that customer service across all channels seamlessly, connecting voice and all the digital channels to provide the customer as well as the customer service rep with a frictionless environment. And then field service operations, we need to be able to schedule our resources intelligently, as well as provide technicians in the field with all the information that they need to drive up that first-time fix rate. And then finally, employee service. We need to provide excellent service to our employees from an HR service perspective as well as an IT service perspective. Our customers are seeing dramatic results, a 26% decrease in support costs, as well as a 31% increase in customer satisfaction when they're rolling out Agentforce Service. Now, to go deeper into Agentforce Service, please join me in welcoming Mike Cliff, Director of Agentforce Service Product Marketing.
Thanks, Susie. Hello, folks. Hello, everybody. Delighted to be presenting here to you all today to talk about Agentforce Service. So if you've been around service, I'm sure you've all been in service for a good number of years. Your tolerance for bad service is like down here. But your empathy for the agent is up here. I always feel that. You always feel for that agent who's struggling at the other end of the call. And at the end of the day, what customers want is they want to feel heard, they want to feel valued, and they want to get to resolution. They want to be helped. So let me tell you how Agentforce Service is, or Service Agentforce is uniquely positioned to help your customers to do just that. So when a customer has an issue, Agentforce Service Agent can help in a very unique contextual way to gather the intent of that conversation and lead to your own business-defined outcomes within service. And when an escalation is needed up to a human, Agentforce will seamlessly transfer that conversation off to a human rep and provide the full context so that they know what they're getting into, and they won't skip a beat with how we pass that escalation off. So let's take a look. So service has been reactive for too long. I'd have to play this. This one, maybe? Oh, that's perfect. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Sorry, folks. There we go. There we go. So service has been proactive for too long. So I want to tell you a situation here with Maya, a customer of Cumulus Bank, who's hit a snag with her processing, where traditionally she would have to find this out the hard way and understand what's after going wrong, and then manually go and have to reach out on her own time to find out what's going wrong. But with Service Cloud proactive service campaigns, you're able to catch insights from your business that might trigger issues like this and reach out proactively to get ahead of these issues and land Maya straight into a dynamic, interactive customer service portal. So gone are the days of static help sites. We're able to have a contextually aware, summarized content where Maya can get help directly for what she needs to get done. So here we have Agentforce Agent, which has already sprung into action. It's got the context for what the issue is, and it's able to use CRM context to figure out that this particular issue requires, because it's a new contract, we need to upload the invoice to be able to support this. I mean, that's fantastic. That's more than just a bot. That is a contextual aware, intent-driven, outcome-focused interaction. And for this particular interaction, the final step of the verification requires that we need to pass this off to a human agent. Now, imagine you're this agent and you're being landed into the situation. You're like, oh, what's happening? With the Agentforce Service console, we're able to summarize the context of that, making it very easy for the agent to get up to speed with what's happening. Not only are we summarizing the context, we can even summarize what that next response is going to be with recommended replies, all within this portal. So the agent is fully equipped to be able to give first-class support and get Maya unstuck in here. This is fantastic. And even when we get to the point and we wrap up this interaction and this case is closed, Agentforce will also summarize that interaction, document it, make it available within CRM, and take it a step further and reach out to the relationship of Maya, the relationship manager of Maya, so that we have full context across the business. This isn't a siloed service-only solution. This is a cross-BU solution where we can all integrate together to help work towards customer outcomes. But that was a very simple, single-channel solution. The reality is our customers have to account for many channels, multiple channels, and the complexity lies with adding a new channel, whether that's adding in email or adding in social or adding in voice. It often requires separate systems, integration, separate systems for supervising and oversight. We are delighted to announce that with the Agentforce Service platform, you can now have native voice within our channels as well. So adding in channels, both digital and voice channels, into our platform now becomes very easy. And this is all running on our same infrastructure that all the rest of our native channels are running on. So you can literally build a Service Cloud, a Salesforce flow to power your voice IVR. That's wild. And within that, it's all built upon the same process and the same intelligence that knows your business. You don't need to go and reconfigure and retrain this in a siloed environment. So let me show you how all this comes together. This is the command center for Salesforce, for Service Cloud. And inside this command center is the operation homepage where supervisors can get all the information they need, what's going on in their organization, from monitoring human agents and AI agents. So AI agents are first-class citizens within their workforce here, and they can raise a flag just the same way that a human can raise a flag. Salesforce is one of the only products in the marketplace able to bring all of this together, so supervisors have a single place to be able to manage their workforce, both digital and human. Let's take a listen in here to a voice channel, Cumulus's biggest channel, with a customer conversation.
Based on your consistent income and the 20% down payment in your new home bucket, you're pre-qualified for up to $610,000, slightly higher than the site's estimate. Would you like to lock in this pre-qualified loan?
Yes, lock in my loan qualification.
One moment while I transfer you to an expert for further assistance.
That was an AI agent. Sounded pretty human, but that AI agent is aware of everything that's going on within the business and is able to understand where it is in the conversation and drive it off to a customer outcome. At that point, it was passing it off and escalating it to a loan officer. Now, that was one amazing example of a successful customer, but the challenge with service operations is they need to do that across all channels, across everything in their organization. And that's tricky because it generally means that you need to have a data scientist or a BA on staff to be able to help you get through and pull out the insights, conversation mined by channel. Before, there was CSI, but now with customer signals intelligence, you're able to have a pulse on the intent, the tone, and the emotion of the conversations that are happening across all of your channels in the organization. And here, we're able to see that there's a particular negative sentiment happening with wire transfers. So you can interrogate that. You can use Agentforce to go in and ask it, what's happening with these conversations that's driving these wire transfers, this negative sentiment? And Agentforce will act as your data scientist to pull out the root cause of this, form a hypothesis, and in this case, recommend that you create some knowledge-based content to plug that so that you're getting ahead of future interactions. You're not waiting for 2 weeks later to do it. You're doing it here in the moment. That's incredible. So that's one example of one of our customers. I want to invite back up Susie as well to have you hear from a true service blazer we have from a real customer here. So please, Susie.
Thank you so much, Mike. This is really my favorite part of this session because customers love hearing from other customers. So please join me in welcoming Kapil Kher to the stage. He is the CIO of the U.S. Green Building Council. Give it up for Kapil.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kapil Kher. I'm the Chief Information Officer for USGBC. I'm not sure how familiar you are with the U.S. Green Building Council, but the U.S. Green Building Council is a mission-driven nonprofit that works in the green building sustainability space. We support a product called LEED, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. I don't know if you all know, but you're in a LEED certified platinum building today at the convention center. So that's the impact we make, and the impact goes across 180 countries. So service is really important to us from that perspective because our customer journey is pretty long, as well as our product is very technical.
And Kapil, can you tell us a little bit more about who are your customers?
So our community is, think of designers, architects, engineers, everybody in the building sustainability space as just building as well. And then there are sustainability professionals who lead a lot of this effort.
Okay. And Kapil, the U.S. Green Building Council had been a longtime Salesforce customer. And when you joined, what were your priorities with regard to the service experience?
I think when I joined, the opportunity was incredible, right? We were already long time committed to Salesforce, customers of Salesforce, but our efforts were disjointed. We were between legacy systems. Our knowledge was all over the place. But we do have amazing people. We have a great mission, really engaged customers, really committed customers, as you can think of building and like sustainability. Those are long-term relationships we have. So the opportunity was all about giving our staff the internal view of the membership and certification into one unified view, getting all our knowledge into one space, getting visibility on performance and demand in service to our management layer. So those are the things we took forward. And essentially, like, just being very customer-centric and customer-focused, because we truly believe like the customer interaction plays a huge role in their lead journey.
And just look at some of the results that USGBC has been able to drive. That's absolutely amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you're currently doing with your service implementation and then enhancements or opportunities that you see for the future?
Yeah, so I think you understand the challenge, right? The challenge is moving this incredible team who's doing a lot of work, but the systems just weren't enabling them for this incredible work. Mm-hmm. We took that as a challenge. So we faced fragmented tools across multiple knowledge and initiatives. We actually had 3 knowledge platforms, wow, 2 intake systems for service. And we took that as a first measure, right? How do we reduce this complexity, not just between legacy systems, but between different systems trying to do the same thing? I think we took 3 actions. One was, now I'm proud to say, like, we are, our knowledge is completely in one Salesforce knowledge base.
Okay, give it up for that. Multiple knowledge bases consolidated down into one. That is something I hear a lot of customers grappling with.
I think the second thing we did is we put everybody into the same workflow within Service Cloud. So we have a singles workflow within Service Cloud now. We don't have those fragmented intake processes. And the third one is all about visibility, right? How much we can visibly see and measure. So I can throw out some numbers if you like, Susie.
Who wants to hear some of these numbers? Come on, who wants to hear these numbers? All right.
They're incredible for us because we were coming from a very, on the other side. So they might not be incredible in your view. Some of them are on the slide. We closed 30,000 cases within the year to date this year. We have 2,700 cases as of this morning open across departments. But the real measure is we dropped our case opening times from 4.5 days to 3.5 days. And this is just between the year. We're in year 2 of our 3-year transformation project, so we're not complete. Having said that, I think that it's a 22% year-over-year increase in terms of case opening rates for us. And I don't look at that as an efficiency measure. I look at that as our responsiveness to our global community, which is very impactful for us. One of the big things we want to solve for is this tier one triage concept. Mm-hmm. That is actually our biggest cost drivers in service. And we really feel with the power of being in Salesforce Service universally, as well as what we are seeing from Agentforce and the experiences we are getting from the AI side, we can really make an impact on the tier 1 triaging side.
Incredible. And speaking of Agentforce and AI, what does the future hold for expansion of use of Agentforce?
So one, we are very pro AI, we are very pro Agentforce. We've got a lot of prototypes going, I'm sure as a lot of people in the audience have as well, within Agentforce, within other AI workflows as well. I think I feel good that we've put a solid use case together where we are ready for what Agentforce is bringing us. So we've normalized everything in knowledge, we've normalized everything in service. We are working through one Salesforce environment and one Salesforce ecosystem. I think the way I look at it is looking at trends, getting these answers quickly. Something you have to understand about Lead. Lead is a very heavy technology-focused rating system. It's a very complex rating system. What that complexity brings is questions are not easy for us to solve for.
Sure.
So we have to redirect those questions to the right subject matter expert across the organization to get these answers. So it's all about being predictable, measuring impact, as well as measuring performance and demand for us. So those are the 3 or 4 use cases we are really prototyping against at this point. In the end, I also feel Lead is a very innovative product, right? Mm-hmm. So our product is very innovative. Having said that, our operations need to be innovative as well, and that's what we're going for.
And I love that you said that. So again, hearing from Kapil, not having AI is just slapping something on, but really thinking about how you operate. How do you reduce some of the complexity and some of the fragmentation and bring it together? And driving results like that, absolutely incredible. 22% increase in operational efficiency. Can I get a clap for that? Because that is absolutely amazing. So I would like to thank Kapil. Please give it up. I was very impressed with that story, very inspirational. Thank you very much for joining us today. Now, next, I would like to welcome to the stage Anthony Go, who is a Director of Solution Engineering for Agentforce Field Service.
All right, thanks, Susie. Well, I'm so excited to be here presenting at DC World Tour, which is my hometown World Tour. So really excited to be here. Let's talk about our field teams. Now, your mobile workforce is the heart of your field service organization. Not only are they the face of your brand in the field, but they are your biggest investment. But too often, these workers are frustrated. They're juggling customer requests, missing parts, filling out paperwork, all while problem solving on the fly. Your mobile workers spend 1 day a week just doing admin tasks, and your dispatchers spend, on average, 15 minutes to schedule a single appointment. Now, at scale, that's weeks of lost productivity every single year. That's why we built the most complete agentic solution for your field service operations. With Agentforce, scheduling is autonomous. So AI can manage inbound requests as well as customer outreach, freeing up your dispatchers for higher value tasks. For your mobile workers, they're powered on site with seamless support. Agentforce can summarize work order details, asset information, customer history, so that your dispatchers or your technicians can hit the ground running as soon as they land. And with context-aware, voice-powered data entry, Agentforce takes a 10-minute task down to 30 seconds. We're also excited to announce the release of new innovations in field service and operations for public sector, which focuses on unifying scheduling for your in-field, in-office, and your hybrid workforce, all within a single solution. Now let's take a look at some of these innovations in action. So this is our dispatcher, Raf, and he's in the dispatch console, which is his nerve center for his operations. He sees all his technicians, his work, his territories that he manages for the day. And this is where he can handle all those emergencies that happen every single day. So when Raf sees an issue, he can put Agentforce to work to automatically rebook this appointment, as well as manage the customer outreach for him. Now, when a technician calls in sick, he can turn to Agentforce again to proactively reach out to all the affected customers, as well as manage the rescheduling on the channel of their choice. The result, Raf is happy, he's freed up for higher impact, more critical work. Now for your technician, our technician, Alan Reed in the field, he's powered by Pre-Work Brief. Now this looks really simple, but it's extremely powerful. So Pre-Work Brief can summarize data from across Salesforce as well as Data 360 to arm your mobile workers. And that's why so many of our customers like AAA, Eaton, Fisher & Paykel all start their Agentforce journey with Pre-Work Brief. It's fast to deploy and provides immediate results. We've also been investing significantly in our forms capability with data capture, making it even easier with the power of voice. So here's an inspection form, and rather than Alan going field by field entering data, he can simply speak naturally and let AI do the rest. So let's listen in.
The roof condition is pretty good. The roof is made of metal. It looks like there's no ponding water present, and I can't see any structural damage. The site conditions are fair, but there's significant leaf and debris accumulation in all valleys. For action items, let's see if they'd like our cleaning services, and let's schedule a follow-up inspection in 6 months. Oh, and the inspection passed. Yes, we should create an upsell opportunity, and I think it should be a professional full debris removal.
So what just happened there? AI didn't simply just transcribe the words. It understood the form work context as well as the form's metadata to fill out every field, every checkbox, from site inspection all the way to next steps. So no more scrolling, no more manual data entry, less errors, and for a lot of our industries, improved safety. So Alan can fill out these complex forms in seconds, not minutes. And you remember that lead that Alan mentioned in the form? Well, Agentforce has gone ahead and automatically created that lead and notified the sales team within Slack so they can take action and follow up with the customer. Now that's how Agentforce turns service visits into upgrade opportunities and driving revenue in the field. To learn more about field service, join us at our field service roundtable immediately following this at 2:30 down the hall in room 207A. And you can follow me. I'm heading there right after. So, all right, let's talk about our employees. Now, we're all employees, and as employees, we know that our journey with an organization doesn't simply consist of IT issues. We may have questions about our payroll, benefits enrollment, or just sensitive questions for HR. But a lot of organizations are stuck on legacy ITSM systems that may frustrate employees and slow down service resolution time. Well, late last year, we launched our new HR and IT solutions that deliver real-time service directly where employees work. So for our HR teams, we provide autonomous agents that help with complex inquiries like onboarding, benefits enrollment, and PTO tracking. And for our IT teams, we turn ordinary IT tickets into 24/7 conversational resolution. Let's take a look at some of this in action. So this is Jason, a member of our IT team. And here he can manage and review his incidents directly within Slack. Within the IT support channel, he has a personalized view of all the incidents he needs to take action on and manage throughout the day. But he can also turn to the incident analysis agent to provide a summary of his incidents powered by Agentforce. So he sees an issue happening with Zscaler right now, and he wants to drill down into the details. So within IT service, he has full visibility into all the incident details. He's also met by Agentforce, who's providing him proactively with a root cause summary. Now, not only does he get that root cause summary, but Agentforce is guiding Jason towards proposed resolutions steps based on the summary and the incident details. Now, before Jason makes any changes, he wants to understand the impact of this analysis. So he can turn to the visual service graph to understand how all these systems are connected, as well as the impact of this issue. So looking at this particular configuration item, he can see that there are related incidents that are experiencing connection drops, and that an app connector may be part of the root cause. So armed with this information, Jason can return to Slack and resolve this issue conversationally. He replies to the agent, and the agent can go ahead and apply that fix as well as update the incidents for Jason. Jason refreshes his list of incidents, and indeed his actions have fixed multiple incidents, and Agentforce has saved him even more time by automatically updating these incidents with a clear resolution summary. Now, we know many of our customers and organizations are Microsoft Teams shops. Well, the same rich experience of Agentforce IT service is available directly within Microsoft Teams. So this is Diego, our IT rep within Microsoft Teams, and he has the same experience of viewing the incidents, resolution summaries, all consistent with Jason's experience. He also has the ability to drill down even further into those related configuration items, as well as perform his own analysis within Teams right within the visual service graph. So Diego never has to leave Microsoft Teams in order to take action on these incidents and utilize the power of Agentforce IT service. So for more information on IT service, we have another roundtable at 3:30 for you to join around Agentforce IT service. All right, so today you saw how Agentforce Service drives results for your customers, your service centers, your field operations, and your employees. And what does that all drive? As Susie mentioned, higher customer satisfaction, lower service costs, and greater productivity for your employees. Now, how can you get started? Agentforce Service has solutions for every single organization, no matter your size, geography, industry, and no matter where you are on your service journey. So you can start your service journey with the Starter Edition, or you can unlock the complete platform using Agentforce One Service Edition, which will give you service, Agentforce, Data Cloud, integration, Slack, and more, so you can become that complete agentic service team. Your journey with us doesn't end here. So please join us in the campground for more demonstrations as well as hands-on opportunity. Join the Service Blazer community where you can network with other service professionals, get access to exclusive resources, and grow your own career. And then leave a review for us on G2. You'll have a chance to win a plushie, and we'd love to hear your feedback on Agentforce Service. Thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day.